Chosen One, this is about your daughter. Everything changes today. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey where the spotlight turns not only toward their personal path, but toward the legacy they've been entrusted to raise, guide, and protect. Today is one of those moments. This message is not abstract, not symbolic, not metaphoric. It is precise, present, and personal. This is about your daughter. A significant shift is occurring in her life that will simultaneously echo through yours. Whether she is still a child under your roof or a grown woman carving her way through the world, the spiritual implications of what is happening today are monumental and irreversible. Her alignment is being corrected. Her destiny is being activated. And you, as the chosen one, have a direct role in this transformation. Stay with this video until the end. The insights contained here are not generic. They are timed, targeted, and intentional. And write your warmest wishes and the number 777 in the comments below. This is not just an act of agreement. It is a sacred act of spiritual collaboration. Your written intention contributes energy to the momentum of what is manifesting. The wishes you send out for your daughter today are caught by the universe and multiplied. Let it be done with love, clarity, and courage. Now, Chosen One, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's start. There are invisible forces that govern transformation, and they often move in silence until the moment of activation arrives. That moment is now. Your daughter's life path has reached a spiritual intersection, one that will redirect her relationship with identity, purpose, and divine timing. You may have felt her distance recently. You may have seen her struggle to articulate her place in this world. Or perhaps she's been experiencing inner conflict, external resistance, or a restless yearning that she herself couldn't quite define. These are not random disruptions. They are symptoms of divine interruption. The interruption is not meant to harm, it is meant to realign. A sacred recalibration is taking place. Old energies are being dissolved. Patterns that no longer serve her future are being revoked. You may notice her becoming quieter, more reflective, more curious, or even more distant. Let it happen. This is not regression, it is preparation. Her spirit is being summoned upward, and this often looks like withdrawal before emergence. Think of it as the spiritual cocoon, a quiet disconnection from all things familiar as her divine architecture is being restructured from within. What's essential to understand is that she's not doing this alone. She is being assisted by unseen hands. Divine messengers are surrounding her, guiding her steps, protecting her decisions, and whispering wisdom into her soul. Your role, Chosen One, is not to interfere or control this process, but to become the clearest mirror of faith she can look into. Your job is not to make her walk your path, but to show her what it looks like when someone walks theirs with unwavering trust. She is watching you more than you know, not with her eyes, but with her spirit. The change that begins today will set in motion a ripple of identity-altering events. Expect her to question roles she once accepted. Expect her to resist the limitations she previously agreed to. Expect her to challenge spiritual, societal, and emotional frameworks that feel too small for who she is becoming. This isn't rebellion. It's awakening. Her spirit is reclaiming territory it had once surrendered under pressure, fear, or misunderstanding. This reclamation will look disruptive, but it is necessary. It is divine. You must remain steady. Your daughter is not broken. She is becoming. She is not lost. She is rerouting. Today marks the emergence of a version of her that has always existed in the unseen realm, waiting for the right time to materialize. That time has arrived. This emergence will not follow logic. It will not obey tradition. It will not wait for consensus. It will simply unfold, boldly, quietly, and irreversibly. If you are emotionally close to her, speak to her with honesty and courage, but also with compassion. If you are physically distant, speak to her spirit through prayer and declaration. She can feel you. Whether she admits it or not, your voice carries a vibration that can either strengthen or scatter her steps. Choose wisely. Speak life. Speak identity. Speak alignment. Don't underestimate the spiritual power of your words. They don't just influence her thoughts. They help shape the frequency she walks in. One of the greatest spiritual responsibilities of the chosen one is to recognize the moments when someone they love is being transformed by divine order, even when that transformation is inconvenient or painful. Many people miss this. They mislabel the shift. They call it disobedience. They call it rebellion. They call it confusion. But you, because you are chosen, must recognize it for what it truly is: sacred disruption for divine elevation. Everything changes today because today is not just another date on a calendar. Today is an appointed time in heaven's architecture. It has been circled, blessed, and prepared for. The events you are about to witness in your daughter's life will not be small. They will be unmistakable. This isn't about a minor tweak in attitude or behavior. This is a full pivot of direction, a complete internal reset. The breaking of ancestral codes, the dismantling of inherited limitations, the unraveling of fear. Even if she doesn't have the vocabulary to express it yet, her soul knows it's happening. Even if she pushes against it at first, her higher self is welcoming it. Even if she doesn't realize it, she is being escorted into a version of herself that carries power, purpose, and protection beyond what you could have imagined for her. This is why your alignment is crucial now, more than ever. You must be the anchor. If she wavers, let her find stability in your consistency. If she doubts herself, let her remember your unwavering belief in her. If she forgets who she is, remind her. Remind her not with pressure, but with presence. Not with control, but with clarity. Not with panic, but with peace. A hidden promise is coming to life today. One that was spoken over her before she was even born. You may not remember it, you may have never heard it, but it was written, and heaven has not forgotten. That promise has waited for this moment to activate, and now it has begun. You will see signs, unusual confirmations, timed encounters, prophetic interruptions, unexpected doors. Some of these signs will be quiet, others will be loud, but all of them will point in one direction: her elevation. Keep your spiritual posture alert. Do not dismiss what looks small. Do not ignore what seems subtle. Heaven doesn't always announce major moves with fanfare. Sometimes it's the quiet shift in behavior, the sudden interest in truth, the emotional outburst that reveals the soul's longing. All of these are clues. Track them, bless them, honor them. This day will be remembered, not because something dramatic occurs in public, but because something undeniable begins in the unseen. Her soul is being awakened to its original agreement. Her mind is being reoriented to purpose. And your role in her journey has now elevated. You are no longer just a parent. You are now a steward of her next season. There is no script for this. There is no perfect formula. But there is faith, there is presence, and there is guidance. If you stay aligned, she will stay safe. If you remain grounded, she will rise. And when the time comes, she will look back on this very day, not as the day she broke down, but the day she broke free. This is the first stage of the shift. The real unfolding is just beginning. She may not be able to tell you in words, but deep down, she is feeling something pulling her. Something is awakening that she can't quite describe. A knowing is emerging from within her, and it's beginning to silence the external noise she's been surrounded by for years. The confusion she once carried, the insecurity she once wore like armor, is starting to dissolve. She is starting to see herself again, not through the lens of others' expectations, but through the clarity of her own divine assignment. The fog is lifting, and with it, the old versions of herself are falling away. What remains is the foundation for her elevation. Chosen one, this is not a temporary emotional shift. This is not a phase. This is a spiritual inheritance unlocking. There is a reason this change is happening now, and there is a reason you are witnessing it. Heaven could have made this unfold in silence, in secrecy, without your involvement, but it didn't. You are a key to this evolution. Your presence is part of the prophecy. You are a guardian of the generational shift, and your daughter is the next phase of what you were sent to start. She is going to begin asking questions she never asked before. She will start seeing through things she used to accept. The illusions that held her back will begin to collapse. Relationships that drained her will no longer satisfy her. Environments that distracted her will start to feel suffocating. This is not her being difficult. This is her spirit waking up. Her divine timeline is accelerating, and her soul is pulling her toward her future. What used to feel comfortable will now feel confining. What once felt normal will now feel foreign. It may catch you off guard. It may make you feel like you're losing her. But I need you to hear this with your spirit. You're not losing her. You're gaining the version of her she was born to become. She was never meant to stay in the place life had pushed her into. She was never created to live buried beneath obligation, self-doubt, or generational fear. That was never her destiny. And this change today is heaven's way of pulling her out of that mold and reintroducing her to her original self. She may not realize that the storm she's experiencing is actually grace in disguise. Sometimes grace doesn't look like calm. Sometimes it looks like collapse. Because what needs to be rebuilt must first be torn down. Let the storm happen. Let the collapse come. Let the old structures fall. Because what will rise from the rubble will be powerful, beautiful, and unstoppable. Your daughter is a carrier of generational freedom. That is why her battles have been so intense. That is why her journey has felt heavier than others. She has been battling not just for herself, but for everything and everyone that will come through her. She is a gate, a bridge, a breakthrough waiting to happen. And the pressure she's under is not punishment, it's preparation. A heavy anointing requires deep endurance, and the weight she's felt is evidence of the calling she carries. You are being called to stand with her, not in front of her, not over her, but beside her. This new chapter demands a new kind of support. It's not about controlling her path, it's about empowering her walk. Speak to her not with fear, but with prophecy. Affirm her, not from anxiety, but from divine knowing. Let her hear the echo of heaven in your words. Let her feel the safety of your faith in her process. She doesn't need you to fix her. She needs you to see her, the real her, the emerging her, the her that was promised before the foundation of the world. If she falls, don't panic. Let her find strength in rising again. If she questions everything, don't argue. Listen. Her doubt is not rebellion. It's an invitation for revelation. Let her search. Let her seek. Let her wrestle with the questions that religion avoided and society ignored. This is part of the becoming. Don't be afraid of her fire. It is refining her. Don't fear her silence. It is grounding her. She is not being lost. She is being aligned. And there's something even deeper unfolding here, something sacred and generational. Her transformation is going to unlock blessings in your life as well. Yes, you read that right. As she becomes, something in you will begin to heal. There were prayers you whispered in secret, long ago when she was a child. Prayers for her safety, her joy, her breakthrough. And heaven didn't forget. Those prayers have not expired. They have matured. And now, as she steps into her purpose, you will see the fruit of those seeds. You will witness the reward for the tears you cried behind closed doors. You will understand why you had to endure what you did, because you were shaping the environment for her emergence. Her becoming is also your healing. Her rise is also your redemption. Her alignment is your affirmation. You will begin to see how the generational pain ends with her. You'll notice the trauma cycles breaking, the spiritual confusion lifting, the old narratives dying, and in their place, clarity, peace, direction, chosen. One today is not just her transformation. It's a turning point for your whole lineage. The chain is breaking, the silence is ending, the fear is lifting, and what's being born in its place is legacy. Not the kind made of money or fame, but the kind made of freedom, truth, and divine identity. She is carrying that forward, and you are the one who carried it long enough to pass it on. Do not underestimate how powerful this is. Heaven chose today for this awakening for a reason. The timing is not random. This is not a coincidence. This was divinely orchestrated. There is a celestial rhythm to this day, one that matches the pulse of your daughter's purpose. Her soul has been waiting for this alignment, and the universe is now responding to that readiness with divine acceleration. Things will begin to move quickly. Ideas, opportunities, revelations. You will see her shift faster than she ever has before. Stay steady, stay alert, stay in faith. This momentum is not to be interrupted. It is to be supported. Your agreement is spiritual fuel. Your belief in her is divine oxygen. She will rise higher if you don't pull her back to what feels familiar. If others try to label her, shield her. If others don't understand her, don't try to explain, just protect. This is not their journey to understand. It is hers to live, and yours to support. The change begins today, but the story is still unfolding. You must understand something profound now, chosen one. This change in your daughter is not a small chapter in her story. It is the story. Everything before this was the prologue. Every trial, every delay, every confusion, every misstep. It was all the setup for this emergence. What she is stepping into today is not just growth, it is a reveal. The reveal of the blueprint placed in her before she took her first breath. The reveal of strength you may have glimpsed but never fully witnessed. The reveal of a wisdom that has been quietly forming within her through the darkest moments of her life. Her light has always been there, but today, the covering is being pulled back. The shadows are being cleared. And that light, divinely unique, deeply powerful, is finally ready to shine. No more hiding, no more second guessing, no more pretending to be small. The mantle she was always meant to wear is being placed on her shoulders, not by man, not by tradition, but by divine decree. And yet, this transition isn't easy. It rarely is. You may witness her cry more often than usual. You may feel her battling waves of overwhelming emotion. This is not weakness, it is detox. Her spirit is releasing the remnants of a life she has outgrown. There may be moments where she feels like she's grieving, but she doesn't even know why. That grief, dear one, is not always about loss. Sometimes it is the soul's way of saying goodbye to a version of self that will never return. What's leaving her is heavy. What's arriving is holy. And let's speak this truth clearly. The enemy is aware of her emergence. The forces that sought to keep her limited are trembling, not because she is now aggressive, but because she is becoming aware. Her awareness is a threat. Her awakening is a weapon. When she knows who she is, no lie can survive in her presence. When she walks in her identity, no generational curse can stay intact. This is why resistance may increase temporarily, not because she's failing, but because she's winning. Expect strange moments, unexpected delays, subtle discouragements. These are tactics. Do not let them define this season. Her spirit is stronger than any storm sent to distract her. You must remind her, not once, not twice, but consistently, even if she rolls her eyes, even if she doesn't reply, even if she seems distant. Your voice is a frequency. Your presence is an anchor. You are not here to be liked in every moment. You are here to hold space for her destiny until she steps into it fully. And make no mistake, she will. The confidence may come slowly. The self-trust may wobble at first, but soon it will stabilize. You will see her speak differently, dress differently, move differently, not out of rebellion, but out of remembrance. She is remembering who she is. Her decisions will begin to align with the truth of her calling. The friendships she entertains will reflect her new identity. The habits she forms will nourish her becoming. Her life will begin to mirror her soul. This is what you've been praying for. And now, it's here. But do not expect others to understand. Many will not see what you see. They will question her path. They will judge her tone. They will criticize her pace. That's fine. They're not meant to understand the oil that's being poured on her life. You must protect that oil, not just by defending her, but by believing in her when she doesn't yet believe in herself. Speak her name in prayer with clarity, not begging, not hoping, but declaring. Heaven moves on bold declarations. Say it aloud. She is rising. Say it again. She is chosen. Say it when you feel afraid. Say it when you feel proud. Say it when you feel unsure. Your words shape reality. Your faith opens gates. And the more you speak from that place of certainty, the more her path will be cleared. She needs room to become. Don't rush her. Don't pressure her. Don't project your fears onto her timeline. She is not behind. She is not late. She is right on time for a plan far greater than what your eyes can currently see. And in the quiet of night, when you wonder if you've done enough, remember this. You are never required to be perfect. You are only required to be present. You are chosen not because of your perfection, but because of your heart, the purity of your intention, the steadiness of your love. And that love is what is guiding her through this shift more than anything else. She feels it, even when she doesn't say it. Everything changes today, but change is not always loud. Some of the greatest transformations happen in whispers, in moments of stillness, in glances, in decisions made in silence. Don't wait for fireworks. Look for fruit. And when you see her beginning to move with more assurance, when you hear her speak with more weight, when you witness her no longer tolerating what used to break her down, celebrate it, acknowledge it, mark it, because it means she's stepping into the fullness of what you always knew she could be. And when she finally realizes that she is not here to blend in, but to be a voice, a light, a leader, it will shift the entire trajectory of your bloodline. That's the weight of this day. That's the power of what is unfolding. What once looked like delay will now be seen as divine development. What once looked like silence will now be recognized as sacred strategy. What once looked like distance will now be known as preparation for destiny. You are not watching the beginning of a new chapter. You are witnessing the rise of the generational key, the one who unlocks everything that was closed, the one who restores what was broken, the one who walks into rooms and shifts atmospheres. And that key, that legacy bearer, that is your daughter, chosen one. If you are still with this message, then your spirit knows that what is unfolding is more than a personal shift. It is a spiritual birthing. This part of your daughter's journey is not random, and it's not just about her. It's about a chain reaction of healing, elevation, and divine authority that will spread through everything and everyone she's connected to. Her transformation today is shaking the spiritual architecture around your family. The old design is being torn down, and a new structure is being raised. She is not just stepping into purpose, she is stepping into dominion. There is something different about her now. Even if her outer life hasn't visibly changed yet, the inner ground has shifted. You will notice it first in the little things. A subtle wisdom in her tone. A shift in what she tolerates. A fire behind her eyes that wasn't there before. She will start to ask better questions. She will crave deeper answers. Shallow talk will no longer satisfy her. She will become allergic to anything inauthentic. Her soul is hungering for truth, and that hunger will drive her into rooms she never thought she belonged in. And when she gets there, she will realize she was the room all along. You, chosen one, will have a front row seat to this evolution, but it will also challenge you. Watching someone you love outgrow what once felt safe can trigger your own fears. Her elevation might remind you of everything you had to fight through just to get her here. You might feel flashes of worry, memories of past pain, or concern about whether she'll make the right decisions. But here's the truth you must hold on to. What is happening in her life now is not random. It is righteous. This is divine design, not a dangerous detour. Let her rise and trust that the same God who brought her this far is already standing at the finish line, waiting to welcome her forward. There will be a moment, and it's coming soon, when she will surprise even you. She'll speak something, decide something, move in a way that reflects her alignment with divine truth. And in that moment, your breath will catch. You'll realize she is no longer waiting to become who she is. She already is. That moment will be your confirmation that today wasn't just the start of something new. It was the unveiling of something eternal. Something that's been coded into her DNA all along. You may not be able to guide every step of her path, but you can cover her. And let me tell you, spiritual covering is more powerful than control. Cover her in truth when the world tries to confuse her. Cover her in grace when others try to shame her. Cover her in love when fear tries to isolate her. Be her shelter, not her ceiling. The time for control is over. The time for co-creation has begun. This next version of her life will require her to walk into unfamiliar territory, places where she will not have a map, conversations where she might not have the right words, decisions that will stretch her beyond logic. But don't fear for her, because what she doesn't have in experience, she carries an anointing. She is equipped. She is encoded. She is not walking into the unknown. She is walking into the unfolding. The future is not ahead of her. It is within her. And that is why this moment is so holy. That is why everything changes today. You may feel an urge to prepare her, to caution her, to remind her of the dangers. But I challenge you to do something even more powerful. Remind her of her power. Don't focus on what could go wrong. Focus on what is destined to go right. Speak life, not fear. Speak fire, not worry. Speak favor, not warnings. She already knows the world can be harsh. She needs to know now that she's stronger than anything she will face, and that her strength isn't ego, it's divine inheritance. And let's talk about something even deeper. Her role in this world. Your daughter is not just becoming another successful person. She's becoming a blueprint carrier. What she unlocks will help others rise. What she heals in herself will ripple into her future children, friendships, and communities. Her life will become evidence that the generational curse broke with her, that the trauma did not win, that fear didn't get the final say. Watch how her energy changes. Her eyes will no longer carry uncertainty. They'll radiate conviction. Her walk will no longer be hesitant. It will be purposeful. Her voice will begin to echo beyond the room. People will listen differently. They won't always know why. They'll say things like, "There's something about her," and that something is the mark of divine favor. She has been hidden until now for a reason. But when she shows up fully, there will be no turning back. This is the era where her voice will begin to shape her world. And you, yes, you, are one of the reasons she even has the freedom to rise. Your sacrifices, your wisdom, your late nights praying and holding on when everything was falling apart, those moments are the foundation she's standing on now. She may not know how to say it, but you have already given her one of the greatest gifts, a clear runway for takeoff. And chosen one, as she soars, you're not being left behind. You're being lifted too. This shift in her will activate a shift in you. You may have thought your greatest work was raising her, but you're about to discover that your legacy is living through her. You've planted deeply, and now the harvest is appearing in her eyes, her voice, her actions. This is what divine partnership looks like across generations. This is what heaven had in mind all along. You will see how everything aligns. The timing, the trials, even the painful seasons where you almost gave up. All of it led to this point. And the best part? This is just the beginning. What she's walking into now will multiply. Doors will open, opportunities will flood in, wisdom will come quickly, protection will surround her, and love, real, aligned, soul-level love, will find her. Because now that she is aligned, the universe knows what to bring her. Everything changes today, not just for her, but for you too. Watch her rise, and rise with her. There is something undeniably sacred about witnessing your child evolve into the person they were always meant to be. And yet, this moment you are standing in now, chosen one, is even more than that. It is the merging of destinies, the weaving together of two powerful spiritual timelines, yours and hers. You see, this isn't just her rise, it is your continuation. Your strength is her inheritance. Your survival is her signal. She is not just your daughter, she is the divine echo of your resilience, your prayers, and your obedience. Everything that has been dormant in her is waking up. Waking up. Her spirit is remembering its divine origin. Her heart is shedding the fear it learned from the world, and her mind is beginning to tune into something far higher than logic, intuition, purpose, and a knowing that cannot be explained, only lived. This is a sacred rebirth, and you, chosen one, are a witness and a midwife to it. Your support, your energy, your unwavering belief, it's helping her transition from the former version of herself into the unstoppable force she was always meant to be. But let me be honest with you. There will still be moments where the old tries to pull her back. Patterns that once defined her might return briefly. Old fears might whisper again. Old wounds might ask for her attention. This is not failure. This is integration. Before the breakthrough settles, the past often makes one last attempt to keep control, but it cannot hold her anymore. because she is no longer operating at the frequency of fear. She is vibrating with the power of clarity. And once she sees herself clearly, nothing will ever blind her again. Your presence in this transition is more vital than ever. She needs to feel you behind her, beside her, not just physically, but spiritually. You are a lighthouse in her evolution, a steady pulse of faith. Your stability will soothe her doubt. Your peace will silence her panic. And your voice, your blessing, carries supernatural weight. Chosen one, do not withhold it. Bless her aloud. Speak her name in power. Let her hear that you believe in her. Let her feel it vibrate in the atmosphere of your home. When you look at her now, don't just see your daughter. See the trailblazer. See the healer. See the voice for those who never had one. See the promise. See the fire. She is going to go further than you. She's going to break through ceilings you only brushed. She will accomplish things you once only dreamed of, and it will not be a betrayal of you. It will be the fulfillment of your deepest desire. This is what it means to raise a legacy, to prepare the ground and then watch the garden bloom. There will be moments where her fire intimidates others. Her confidence will confuse those who are used to women dimming themselves. Her decisions will challenge people who benefit from her staying silent. That's okay. Let them be confused. Let them be stretched. She is not here to fit in. She is here to shift the atmosphere. She will walk into rooms and carry answers that people didn't know they needed. She will create opportunities just by showing up in truth. She will break molds simply by refusing to shrink. But the truth is this: what tried to hold her has lost its grip.